Sometimes life isn't great and it feels like no one in the world has it harder than you. Well, allow me to show you how wrong you are. Because today we will be going over some of the worst fictional places to live. And by the end of this video, you will think your life is nothing but cupcakes and rainbows. Because you don't know terrible until you've lived in some of these fictional places. And before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be remembering my first subscribers, so comment subscribed so I know you're an OG and I add you to the list. The first universe we will be hopping into is Attack on Titan, a post-apocalyptic world where giant ugly humans try to eat you. And sadly, you got no chance of surviving here. There's like a sure chance you die during Reiner and Bertholdt's first attack. Because let's be real, what are you gonna do against that? And even if you survive that by a miracle, if you make the idiotic decision to join the Scouts, then you might as well write your will, because you're dead as soon as you put on the uniform. You can be a good Titan fighter if you want, but in this verse, that ain't gonna save you. Because no matter how good you are, unless your name has Ackerman at the end, you will become a 5-star meal for this thing. And if you manage to survive that, it only gets worse from there. Cause Mr. Aaron here is feeling a little claustrophobic, so he's gonna send an army of giant naked men to stomp on you. Maybe you're into that though. But it won't be fun for long, as this event called the Rumbling killed 80% of the world's population. So I hope today is your lucky day, because if it isn't, it will be your last. Honestly, if I land in here, I would probably delete my save file immediately, because living here isn't worth it. Nobody here showers. So even being alive is torture. And you better hope that you're not a horse in this universe, because if you are, Elmer's about to get much richer. So overall, AOT is practically unsurvivable. But the fun isn't over yet, folks, because the next universe we have is... This is a world of superheroes and alien intruders called Viltrumites. And assuming you have no powers, surviving here may be difficult. At first, life may be pretty easy with the Guardians of the Globe protecting you. You would live peacefully during this time, and if you're not me and are able to have conversations with women that aren't awkward, then you may have a wife and kids. Well, get ready to lose all of that! Because Omni-Man wants to have some father-son bonding time.
Are you sure?
And by that, I mean beating the brakes off of his son, and then leveling the entire city of Chicago. So y'all might have gotten a Pope, but you also get a deranged Superman. If you are in Chicago, you might be cooked. So it's good you guys have a Pope, because it won't take long for you to meet Jesus. But don't fear, it only gets worse from here. Because soon, you won't be safe wherever you are. You see this guy? His name is Mark Grayson, Omni-Man's son. And in this verse, he's basically Superman or Superboy, I guess. Now imagine if there were a lot of him, and they all wanted to burn your planet to the ground. Well, luckily, you won't have to imagine, because in this verse, that's exactly what happens. Many call this event the Invincible War, because, well, there are a bunch of Invincibles, but the name shouldn't matter to you, as much as the fact that you're likely not gonna survive it. And if you live in these cities, let me warm up. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, London, Paris, Tokyo, Moscow, New Delhi, Seoul, and Sydney, not Sweeney, either everyone you know is dead or you're dead. Then directly after all that bloodshed, we have...
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
a dude named Conquest. And let's keep it simple. Yeah, you're not living to see another day, if you even live to see another second. And all this, and I haven't even gotten to the comics. But I'll be nice and not spoil it for y'all. But let's just say, if you thought that was bad, it only gets worse. All in all though, has got to be one of the worst verses to live in. But we ain't done yet, because next we are talking about New York. And with the rats, the sounds, the people, New York is bad enough to live in. Just messing. But the New York we are talking about gotta be Satan's vacation home, because it's pretty close to hell. And that's Marvel's New York. Sure, you might get to see your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man swinging about, or the Avengers Tower standing tall, but you only get to see those cool sights for about 1 second before a random villain pulls up and sends you to relive your childhood trauma for eternity. I wish I was joking. And the heroes might be worse than the villains here, because imagine you just finished paying off your new Bugatti, just to have Hulk chuck it at Stiltman and miss. Like, if you're gonna put me in deep financial debt, at least hit the guy. This universe is basically like Invincible, but 100 times worse. Peep this. You have GTA 6 99% done downloading, the new season of Gumball is dropping tomorrow, and One Piece is airing its final episode in 10 minutes. Then you look outside and see fucking Galactus getting ready to eat the planet. Like, are you kidding? And God help if you commit crimes here, cause you could leave this candy store with one Airhead Extreme Sour Strip, the best candy, too many, and the goddamn Punisher will fill you with more holes than SpongeBob. There is literally no advantage to living here, except maybe the rent, because I don't think living in a city that gets blown up every week will exactly be a premium place to stay. And don't even get me started on Thanos' snap, because that is messed up, and there's lots of problems that come with it. Like, what if when they come back, someone is standing in the exact same spot they got dusted in? Does that person implode? Or what if your husband or wife disappeared for 5 years and you finally decide to move on with someone you love very much, just for your original spouse to come back? What do you even do in that situation? There is so much to think about for this event that I can make a whole new video about it, which I may or may not do, mattering what the support for it would be in the comments. But I won't go into much details about it right now. But let's just say living in the Marvel universe would be actual torture. And don't even try to be a superhero. Ask Spidey. It's not as fun when you're facing a guy who is unbeatable that is trying to kill you and every version of you. And ending it off, we have literally any zombie apocalypse media. And the depths of this is something I'll probably cover in a later vid. But to simplify this, it would suck. A lot. I see many people say they would be fine if it was some of those slow walking ones, like The Walking Dead. But I'm not talking about how easy it is to survive, because I do agree, those would be easy to survive. But I'm talking about the quality of life. Because it's so low that it might end up on the other side of the world. You see, even if the zombies don't kill you, and you don't have to run every second, what would you even be doing with your life? Every second of it will be spent trying to stay alive, and that won't allow you to truly be alive. Call me lazy if you want, but I don't want to live in a world where I have to risk my life to get a can of soup. My question is, what is driving me to go on at that point? Other than not wanting to get torn apart alive by my dead relatives, of course. I'm not saying I'd immediately give up as soon as the apocalypse starts, but if it's starting to hit the 5-year mark and we still no closer to stopping the apocalypse, then you can count me out. Well, that's just some of the worst worlds you could live in. If you have any other terrible worlds, or just any video idea, feel free to comment and like and subscribe.